Today I am here with all the answers for most asked questions regarding TR to PR pathway. To get all the answers, stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome to Canadian Charisma. Hope you all doing great and staying safe. If you are new here, I provide information and free advice about Canadian immigration and help people to apply for Canada PR, which can save them a lot of money. Without a further delay, let's start today's video. Let's start with first question. I am a student and I have 1560 hours work experience while I was doing study. Am I eligible for Tier 2 PR pathway? Yes, as long as you have a study permit and you have work experience 1560 hours in one of the NOC or more than one NOC listed in Annex A and or Annex B. Let's have a look at Annex A and Annex B. For that we will go on this web page here. Whatever web page I will use in today's video, I will leave all the links in the description below. So go here and click on who can apply. Choose the stream you want to apply. Just make a selection here. So I will choose this one here. Scroll down, you can find two lists here. First one is eligible healthcare occupations. This is Annex A, and next one is eligible essential occupations here, and this is Annex B. So suppose you are working as a social worker for 6 months and then you are working 6 months as a cashier, that's fine because your both NOCs fall into these two lists in here. Suppose you are working 3 months in this as a cashier, 3 months as a tool and die maker, 3 months as a carpenter, or next 3 months maybe as an insulator. Does not matter, it's totally fine as long as your all NOCs fall into these two lists. Your work experience will be eligible to apply for this Tier 2 PR pathway. So while you are checking your NOC, your job title does not matter that much. What you need to do, you should check your job responsibilities and your main duties. They should match with the main duties in particular NOC and the lead statement of that particular NOC. I choose NOC 6622 as an example here. So you can see this is for store self stocker and order filler. But if you go down here and you click on this here, you can see these many job titles can fit in NOC 6622. So whenever you are checking your NOC code, just check the lead statement and the main duties of that particular NOC. Next question is how or where to pay the fees. To pay your fee, just log in your account, click on pay fee and click on here. It will take you to the website where you can pay the fees. Just go down here directly and click on view all your receipts. Here it will allow you to register. First you need to create an account and then you need to follow the instructions to pay your fees. You can also go on this web page to pay your fees. Just click on how to apply. Scroll down and here is a link, pay your fees and how to pay your fees online. Just click on this link here. Make some selections here, answer some questions that where are you paying from. So you need to choose Canada here because you can only apply for Tier 2 PR pathway if you are physically present in Canada. Which kind of application? Just permanent residence and the program Tier 2 PR pathway. Get payment instructions. Scroll down and just read this whole instructions here if you want to pay my fees online, and again you are on the same page we were before. Here you can just go directly here and register yourself, make your account and follow the instructions to pay your fees. Next question is I am married but I just want to apply for myself now. Do I have to submit any documents for my spouse? Yes, you have to submit some documents for your spouse, even though your spouse is coming with you, accompanying you to Canada or not. The first one is Schedule A form, background declaration, IMM 5669, additional family information, IMM 5406, marriage certificate is optional if you want to submit at this point, medical of your spouse and digital photos, or you can just scan the photos and upload them there. Next one is which documents are required for spouse and children. Let's go on the website to find that answer. Once you log in your Tier 2 PR pathway, when you are providing your personal details, you choose here marital status married and do you have dependent children, say yes. When you do that, if you scroll down, you can find a separate section for your spouse. Here You need to provide the information: family name, given name, date of birth, and here is the document checklist for your spouse. You need to provide IMM 5669 form, copy of biographical data page of passport or travel document, IMM 5406, medical, PCC, and digital photos. And if you go scroll down, here is the section for dependent children. Again, you need to provide the information, and the document checklist is copy of the passport, and then medical, copy of birth certificate to show your relationship with your children, digital photo, IMM 5669 if your kids are 18-year or older, again 18-year older, IMM 5406, PCC for 18 years or older, IMM 5606 if it is applicable to you, but most of the people doesn't need it. And if you have more than one kid, you can add another dependent here and add another dependent according to your need. And I will tell one more thing here: if your kids are not accompanying you, like someone asked a question, if my spouse is not accompanying me, what document I need to provide? But if your kids not accompanying to you, in same way you need to provide their medical, birth certificate, photos, and these two forms if they are 18 years or older. Next question is, can I apply with my online IELTS result? Actually, IELTS is an eligibility criteria document. It always depends on an officer to officer if they will accept the online result or not. Technically, you must submit the scanned copy of the original valid IELTS certificate. But in my opinion, if the intake cap is too close to reaching, then only you should take a chance with online result. Otherwise, you should wait for the original certificate. The next question is, which document do I need to submit for proof of entry and status in Canada? For proof of entry and status in Canada, you must submit a copy of your most recent immigration document such as a work permit or study permit. If you are on study permit before and now you have work permit, you're supposed to submit work permit, which is your most recent immigration document. If your work permit or study permit is expired and you applied for a new work permit or PGWP and have not received it yet, just upload that expired one with an explanation letter and the proof that you already applied for the new one. Next one is, what is the difference between proof of work experience and proof of current work experience? Proof of current work experience. To be eligible for Tier 2 PR pathway, you must be currently employed in any NOC listed in National Occupation Classification. To prove your current employment, you need to submit your work and study permit, reference letter from your current employer with the most recent pay stubs. Proof of work experience means 1560 hours of paid work in one of the NOC or more than one NOC listed in Annex A and Annex B in last 3 years. To prove your work experience, you need to submit your work or study permit, employer's reference letter with copies of your T4 tax information slips and your notice of assessment if you have one, or work contracts or pay stubs. The documents for the proof of current work experience you're going to upload on this intake proof of current work experience, and the proof of work experience you're going to upload here proof of qualified work experience intake portal. Next is, do I have to provide an experience letter from all employers? Answer is yes. For proof of work experience, you have to provide a reference letter from all the employers. In case the employer refuses to do that, you can get it from your manager, supervisor or co-worker and submit it with an explanation letter and proof that he or she was your co-worker at that time. Next question is, how can I sign the forms, and do I need to print, sign and scan and upload all the forms? You are no longer required to sign any form for Tier 2 PR pathway. When you will submit the application, it will ask you to sign it electronically and it will cover the whole application. If you are watching my older videos, please just ignore the signing part because first IRCC asked to sign the forms and then they changed it. The next one is, I was given medical in 2017-2018. Can I submit that medical? Yes, you can upload the old medical report. As you see here, if you have already completed an IME as a part of previous application, for example to work or study, you may no need to complete another one when you apply for permanent residence. When the panel physician completed your exam, they would have given you an information printout sheet or IMM 1017B upfront medical report form. Please provide a copy of one of these documents or your IME or UMI number from your previous medical exam when you apply online. It does not matter how long ago you had your exam. If they cannot use your old result, they will send you instructions on how to get new medical exam. I got a question that where can be found that IME and UMI number. So it is an 8-digit number that could be with a barcode which can be found on the medical report, client biodata and summary report. Next one is, do I need to fill in IMM 5406 twice, once in English and once in native language? Or how to write the names in native language in form IMM 5406? You need to fill this form only one time, which is in English. Only names you need to write in both languages, English and native language. To write the names in native language, you need to print the form, write the names with pen, scan and upload it again. Next question is, what to do if I need additional space to fill in the information? So suppose you are filling up IMM 5669, question number 8, personal history, and when you are filling up here, you need more space to complete your information here. For that, just what you need to do, just download another fresh copy of that form, rename it with question number 8 because you need more information, more space for question number 8, so you will remember that why you have this copy of form here. Open it, and when you open it, just go on question number 8 here, continue with the information you were filling up in question number 8, complete this, and after that print this page, page number 2, print this page and then write your name here and then write here with the pen question number 8. So immigration officer will know that this is the additional sheet for question number 8 for IMM 5669, and that's how you can add another sheet for any form. If suppose you are filling up this form here, there's only 3 columns, you need more space here, so you download another form here, just open it and continue with your information filling up in here, and on the top of page here just write your name and after that write the section number 5B. That's what you need to do to add the additional sheet for more information. Next one is it possible to add documents after we submit the application? You can only add new documents after you will receive your application number or AOR. Once IRCC will accept your application, they will send you the instructions to set up a secure IRCC account to add new documents to your file. Make sure you submit your application with all the mandatory documents so your application will not get refused. Next is, can I travel outside of Canada after applying for TR to PR pathway? In my opinion, you should not travel outside of Canada because you can get your AOR anytime or any document request for IRCC. If you are outside, you may not be able to submit requested documents or respond to IRCC in time, which can result in the refusal of your application. Next question is, if my hours are not fixed, one week I work 15 hours, next week 20 hours and sometimes 25 hours, how to fill in that in section 6B of schedule 3 form? For that, what you need to do, just write the average hour in the form, write an explanation letter and support it with all the pay stubs. Generally, what you need to do, you need to submit only most recent pay stub for current work experience. But if your hours are not fixed, you should submit all the pay stubs which can prove that how you are working, your hours are not fixed. That can show that sometimes you work 15, 20 or 25 hours. Next question is, what we need to upload in documents related to the EAPR not captured in other field intake in the portal. This intake is to allow the applicant to provide IRCC with any other information they feel is relevant to their application. For example, our overall explanation letter, the document which you could not upload in any other intake, you could upload in this intake here. I hope you got all your answers. I'm sorry for the delay. If you have any other question, please feel free to leave me a comment below, DM me on Instagram or email me on canadiancharisma@yahoo.com. I will try my best to answer you as soon as possible. I will be back with more informative videos. Till then, stay positive, stay safe. Thanks for watching this video.